Hey guys, the stream will be starting shortly. Just getting everything set up here. Where is that new window I was using? Okay. Alright, let's do this. Can you guys hear me alright? Alright, so I popped out our chat here. Let's transition back so I can change some things really quickly for you guys. Scaling. Hmm. We're gonna edit our transform. No bounds. Positional alignment. Top left. Ah, okay, that's a lot better. Let's see if we can add one more window capture. You guys said mic has a bit of static. Let me try turning off my mic and turning it back on. Okay. How's it now? Is it better? Is it worse? Let me try turning off the live stream and then turning it back on as well. better? Hey, it's General Clean, Mr. Sean Boy, how are you? Jumpy East, how are you doing? YouTube live stream is so weird. Um, hmm. Maybe it's also my internet. I don't want to say that it is my internet, but it might be my internet. Let's make this. Hello, Emerald Samurai. How are you? Still tired from yesterday? Did you work yesterday? Winning Providence. That's what you're talking about, right? The ARG? Congratulations on that, sir. By the way, again, I think I already told you congratulations, but let's try to actually transition and move everything. See if we can get some pieces moving here to where there's more light for you guys. But yeah, I figured I'd do a little like live stream slash Q&A for those of you that are interested while I am setting up the subscriber contest. So yeah, if you have any questions or you just want to chat and say hello, feel free. I think you guys can still hear my voice, if I'm not mistaken. Excited for GSET 13. GSET 13 is they did the live stream for Bushiroad last night, right? And they announced like the next 6 months of sets, I believe. Okay. Alright. So now we are just chilling like a villain. I think I'm addicted to these little mints, little white mints. Okay, so let's try to use my phone to set up this subscriber contest at the same time. Oh, whoops, I accidentally moved the random.org way over. Um, Center to screen. Okay, that works. So Link Joker's Clan Booster and Trial Deck was something you were excited to hear about. I'm actually kind of scared about that. Believe it or not. Uh, Link Joker is pretty OP as a clan, so anytime they're getting support, it's like big news. I really want to see what Spike support they bring. Also, the Zoo Nation clan box looks good. To see some new Mega Colony. I'm actually really excited for the Zoo Clan Nation because those are pretty much. Let's see, is that my favorite nation? I would almost say that's my favorite nation because Neonectar, Great Nature, and Mega Colony are some of the most fun decks to play in the game, in my opinion. Gold's being in GBT 13. Gold Paladin. I'm pretty excited for the Luard support. I think Luard was announced to be in GBT 13 as well. I am happy to have Messiahs already. Going to switch over again. What? No, don't do this. You should stay with. I'm not sure if I should stay with Wise Man Loop. Zero damage Glendios equals Terra of the meta. You're right. And then they're getting more support, so like when they confirmed Glendios support, I was like, why? Why though? They don't need it. Alright, so alright, so let's pull up our website here. Free online surveys.com. What do you think of the Oracle Think Tank support that had previously been revealed? Are you talking about Iki Kishima, the card that makes everything a Silent Tom, and the grade 2s and grade 1s that have been revealed as well? Card right. Hey, we got it working. Those cards, I think they're pretty good. I think OTT is actually gonna be giving a lot of clans a run for their money. Like, a lot of people were wishing for a new Silent Tom with OTT support, like a reprinted Silent Tom. But honestly, making any card into a Silent Tom is so devastating because that means they get to have other effects. It's like the equivalent of them reprinting a Tom with all the other effects that they have in OTT, like all the other Oracle effects, like getting plus 1000 power for every card in your hand. That's so good. If you have like an average of 8 cards in hand, um, you're gonna have like a card that's like, if it's a 9K, it'll be 17. I forgot if that card's a 9K or a 10K. The grade 2 that does that. Alright. Alright, so we're viewing the results. Load all text responses. I think it's a 9K. Yeah, it might be a 9K after all, actually. So, yeah, if it's a 9K, it gets plus, like, I think plus 1,000 for every card in your hand is really, really good. Did you guys see the Battle Sister stuff from last night's episode? That stuff looked broken. Number 1, Zach Shoemaker. Number 2, Lionel Bailey. Number 3, Darwin Gamad. Number 4, Nathan Peralta. Number 5, Star Sulfur. Aquaforce, Gold Paladin, Tachikaze, Murakumo, Spike Brothers, Angel Feather, and Kagero. I hope Overlord gets some good support. They've been down for a while, so. Yeah, I think the Strider, every time you play a Battle Sister card from your hand, everything with Battle Sister in its name gets plus 3k. That seems broken. You can even run stands with that. You don't necessarily have to run crits. Zach Shoemaker, Lionel Bailey, Darwin Gamad, Nathan Peralta, Star Sulfur. Number 6 is Rest in Peace, Christina Grimmy. Number 7 is Team Honey Badger. Team Honey Badger plays Vanguard. I think it will be focused on New Nippon and their training with Kai, so that explains if we get. I don't know if they'll necessarily be training with Kai so much as they'll just be going after Chaos Breaker, and um, I think that ultimately Chaos Breaker and Kai will have like an ultimate showdown type of thing to be like, hey, remember when you controlled me or remember when you were on my side, and Chaos Breaker will remember him. They'll have like a moment that caters to old fans, and then they'll also have like new support for Overlord, but new support for Chaos Breaker as well. Do you fear or rather not face the new Vanquisher support or the new Shiranui or Domination support more? Honestly, the new Vanquisher support seems really, really broken, in my opinion. Like, especially the starter that they got that just rests and binds a card in the drop zone, that card seems ridiculous. Um, but I guess, like, things can seem really good on paper and then be worse in real life. Um, the Shiranui dominating my Vanguard and attacking my field, that will hurt with Luard, but um, I mean, honestly, like, there's nothing that I can do to avoid it, so I shouldn't be scared of it, I guess. Hey, that's me. Yep, that is you. That would be interesting if that's what GZ is about. Yeah, I think GZ is going to be a continuation of G, obviously, but like going after Chaos Breaker because he seems to be the main villain behind Shiranui doing what he's doing. Because I think Shiranui. I forgot my mic goes off if I don't have any music playing through it or any sound coming through it. But I think what I was saying is I think Shiranui even said that Chaos Breaker was its master. I think I remember hearing that or reading that something like that he called Shiranui master or that he called Chaos Breaker master. Let's see. Domination just doesn't seem that scary, to be honest. Domination doesn't seem that scary, but they've been having a few domination builds top in Japan that focus more on drawing and getting hand advantage. Um, and I think that build's kind of decent. I've tried it out. Lucky 7, you are Lucky 7. True domination isn't really scary. I fear that Vanquisher support a bit more. I fear the Vanquisher support a lot more than the domination deck. But what do you think of the new Harry and Night Rose art? The new Night Rose looks like it joined Dark Irregulars, in my opinion. What up, Justin? And the new Harry, like, I don't know what I really think of Harry because I'm not a big fan of Harry. All right, let's see. So we have Zach Shoemaker, Lionel Bailey, Darwin Gamad, Nathan Peralta, Star Surfer, rest in peace, Christina Grimmie, Team Honey Badger plays Vanguard. Next we have Tommy. I would not. I want to say that this last name is pronounced Win, but I don't know enough about Asian culture to attempt to pronounce that last name the right way. So please forgive me. Uh, Phi Wiz 10, Psy Z Wiz. Oh, but he's not number 10. I should make him number 10 just to match his name. Team Kieran 7. We have Sir Rio. When the Zoo Nation booster comes out, do you think we will finally get the Hive Queen or the true boss of the Mega Colony Mafia? I think, honestly, that I hope Mega Colony gets really good support and that it's one of the top decks when that clan booster or that when that nation booster drops. Um, I was thinking about the concept for a card for Mega Colony that focuses on like it has like sort of like a Shadow Stitch like ability. If your Vanguard did not hit during the turn, at the end of your opponent's turn, maybe you can pay some kind of cost and rest and stun your opponent's Vanguard. That seems like it'd be really good. I really hope they add new grade 3s to clans next season. One boss per clan is a tad dumb. Yeah, I agree. It can be boring to play a one boss deck, but then again, that one boss can be all you need. Cough, cough, Luard. If they make a new Luard, I hope that it does have like some sort of free stride skill because it's going to be really difficult to make. I feel like a new Luard grade 3 that is equal or better than the old Luard. Um, you got his last name right. I know way too many people with that last name. I'm glad that I got his last name right. How do you usually keep up with the OCG meta? So for the OCG meta, I have actually a couple friends that live in Japan. So they'll go to locals and they'll let me know what they see every so often or what's going on over there, stuff like that. Or there's like forums like Pojo and all of that stuff. Twitter is like a really big one. Twitter, they'll always post the certain Twitter accounts will always post the winning decks or whatnot. So you can always go on Twitter and usually you can just type in like CFV, like Vanguard, like Cardfight Vanguard, and then it'll come up or something. How to make a great colony card. If all opponents' rear guards are at rest, free stride. Um, I'm not sure about that because like there's so many like clans that can get around that. And if I want to have a free stride mechanic, I want to have a way that my opponent can't get around it. Sounds unfair the way that I said it, but That's how I want it to be. I've wanted Mega Colony to be great for so long. Team Honey Badger plays Vanguard. Tommy win. Side is 10. Team Kieran 7. Surreal. Asian What Gangster at Gmail. Fenice. Saki Pasin. Sleepy Guard. That's a cool name. Sleepy Guard. Uh, Awali. Blaze. XX10. For some reason, that reminds me of Beyblade. I don't know why. Blaze XX10. And then the very next one is Dryego. Reminds me of Dragoon. Um, that could truly be what the new Dark Face Grade 3 might be as a skill. I could see that though. I don't feel like all the clans will get a free stride. I don't feel like that either. Because some clans need to not have a free stride for it to not be broken. I really want Rising Nova to get a free stride skill. No, please. No free stride for Spike Brothers. It was great. Remember Bushiroad qualifier Atlanta? What was great, Sakib? Number 19, Justin. Number 20, Savvy Cat. Number 21. Let's make some more numbers here. 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Can't I see the total number of responses? Hmm. Oh yeah, Mega Colony was great, but that was machinings. I want Darkface to be great. Free stride into Hell Hard. Please no. In Vanguard, we have rules about speaking things into existence. You don't do it because it makes it real. Uh, Josh, what is your favorite clan to play? That's a hard question. I really like Mega Colony. The clans that are entertaining to play are Mega Colony, Tachi Kaze, some of the least popular clans to be honest. Neo Nectar, um, Royal Paladins, meh to play. I think Luard's fun, to an extent, to play. Um, Gear Chronicles pretty fun to play. Depends on the situation. Great Nature is really fun to play. I really like playing Great Nature. Just it makes me feel good. Like I don't know why. Um, Maybe I should build a Great Nature deck in person, but whenever I play Great Nature online, playing Bermuda can also be satisfying too, depending on what build it is. As bad as this sounds, some clans can't get super good abilities. They would be way too strong. Yeah, like that's what I was just saying. Like some clans cannot get a free stride skill, or they would just overpower all the rest of the clans and be broken. Speaking of Beyblade, I know the Sleepy Guard guy, and whenever he stands up in Vanguard, he says, "Let it rip." That's pretty funny. That's cool. I've actually been like doing this childhood thing where I like relive my childhood, and I've been rewatching the original Beyblade, and I swear, as a child, I don't remember most of the things that were happening in here. So I totally believe that. Apparently, also in Japan, as Different Fight was mentioning, they have like side events during Vanguard tournaments for Beyblade. And they've also been making some Vanguard based Beyblades. Like I've seen an Asha Beyblade and an Alt Mile Beyblade. If you look it up, I'm sure you can find it. Savvy Cat, uh, Joshua McFarlane. Uh, Pirelli, Parr. I remember back when I played Beyblade, Dragger was my favorite. Do you mean Drigger? Me too, Josh. I was watching Beyblade, Bakugan, and marathoning Power Rangers. Bakugan, I used to watch that show every Saturday morning. I might add that to my list. I don't know if you realize this, but there is a delay. Yeah, I know that there's a delay. Uh, I feel like with live streams, there's always a delay, even if it's just a couple seconds. But this is my first YouTube stream, so I don't know how much of a delay there is. Because it asked me if I wanted to put delay on the video, and I said no. So, yeah, who knows? Yeah, Drigger's pretty cool. I will say, though, sometimes I have to take a break from watching it because every episode it's like, Dragoon! Drigger! Drasil! Dredzer! Attack! Attack! They're just like repeatedly yelling the names of their bit beasts. And I'm like, man, as a kid, I could stand this. But as an adult, I have to watch like a couple episodes, maybe every 2 days. And then I know that eventually I'll finish the series. Is Bushiroad just deaf to their American? I think you meant to say American. Is Bushiroad just deaf to their American audience compared to their Japanese audience? They just have better everything over there, and it's not close. Konami makes it close. Um, I don't know if they're per se. Okay, I think that they have two different branches because you know how they have USA Bushiroad and then they have original Bushiroad. So I think original Bushiroad does like everything for their fans and stuff like that. But I think that American Bushiroad, like USA Bushiroad, like just talks, maybe communicates with the Japanese Bushiroad, but then they give us like lesser stuff. I'm not sure. Maybe because more things are more expensive to make in America. I'm not sure what the reason for that is, but they definitely do have like triple R and double R, like everything that's relevant over there, and they get like promos that are really cool looking. But we get like common promos and hot stamped promos, but they get like hot stamped hollow promos, so I understand the pain. Vanguard G next copied Bakugan. I feel like like the whole Vanguard series is slowly copying Yu-Gi-Oh! Like where we had Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, but now we're having Vanguard GZ. Wink. I don't know. And then like first episode, you see like Aichi shadowed out, and like Chrono walks right past him, kind of like how Jaden um, walked past Yugi, or Yugi gave him Karibo or something on the first episode of GX. Did you used to watch Monsoon, Monster Ranger, or Shinzo? No, I don't know what any of those are actually. Oh yeah, I'm gonna rewatch the whole OG Avatar streams. Oh yeah, Avatar is awesome. I like listening to the OSTs of Avatar because they're really good and they're really peaceful and calming. Um, it's only a few seconds with the delay. It always happens when you live stream. Okay, cool. Only a few seconds. Draciel and the Balls of Steel. Do you think that Link Joker really needs any support in a future booster? Ah, hmm. It's hard to say. Like, obviously, I think that lock is such an OP mechanic that they can go a long time without having support to stay relevant. But saying if they need support is different from a Link Joker player that wants support, I guess. But I guess sure, like to keep the meta on their toes, you can keep giving Link Joker support. Like obviously not too often, but it's been a long while since they've had like actual support. Like I think the last time they had support was GBT 8, and they didn't even get that many things. They got like the only relevant thing I think they got in that was a Flagelet Messiah and the Gray 2 that locks itself after it attacks. I meant to say Avatar series. Which of the top three decks do you prefer, Josh? Luard, Jet, or Rose? I prefer Luard. Just because it's more my playstyle. Jet's also really fun, but I just hate playing Night Rose. Like, I hate using it. I hate playing against it. I just hate everything about that deck. Like, I don't know why, but I just can't get myself on the Night Rose boat or the Night Rose train or whatever, the undersea train. Will you watch Korra also? I've actually never watched Legend of Korra, so I will probably that is on my list to watch Korra all the way through. Um, Link Joker is again one of the clans. You can't have a constant upgrade with that clan. Yeah, I agree. You can't have like constant support, but you can update them every so often to keep them relevant in the meta so that certain things don't go crazy. Because having certain things in the format keeps other things very tame. So I think it's a good balance for everything to get support, at least once a year. I think someone was just saying to me how on Saturday or something like that, how it's weird that Link Joker wasn't going to get support because they usually do support for things once a year. Well, look at that. They announced Link Joker is literally coming later this year, so Jimmy Bryant, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37. I think it sucks that Link Joker gets support right around the same time that rearguard dependent decks like Aquas and Angels do after much time of being away. That's how I felt during that one set. There was a set where I was playing Neo Nectar. I think it's the set that Primavera came out. It was the same set that Vanquisher came out, and I was like Vanquisher is like so hard for Asha to deal with because once they bind like important copies of rearguards, like you can't ever get them back. I think that they should create like a Cray Elemental that's kind of like in Yu-Gi-Oh! Return from Different Dimension that allows you to return some bound cards to your drop zone, just as a little counter. And then I think that they should also add a side deck in Vanguard. I think that would be interesting. Um, if Sushi did a contest where you could put yourself and two people in the show for a cameo and choose which decks you use, which three decks would you have your team use? What's sushi? Did you mean Bushy, like Bushiroad? If Bushiroad, I'll read it as if it was that. If Bushy did a contest where you could put yourself and two people in the show for a cameo, hmm, I don't know which two people I would choose. Probably one of my friends, Jalen. Uh, he's like always there for me, so probably him. And I don't know who the other person would be, honestly. But Jalen pretty much only plays spikes mainly. He plays some other things, but he plays spikes mainly, so he would play Spike Brothers. And I'm not sure what I would play. If I was in the show, I obviously couldn't play Luard because Kazuma would think that I'm copying him. So I would have to have something that a character doesn't have yet, which I don't think that there's been anything really shown um, that a main character doesn't use already. I could try to teach. I could be in a cameo episode where I could try to teach Kazuma how to not go into Drag Driver Luard a million times. That could be a thing. Haha, the 50-minute Luard mirror match that you had. How does that feel for playing Luard? Um, Honestly, the mirror match is not that bad. It's pretty obvious after a couple turns into the stride. Into a couple stride turns in, it's pretty obvious which Luard player is gonna win. It's just that the opposite Luard player can survive for a long time, not realizing that they're in a losing situation until they actually lose. I don't know if that makes sense. Also, I hopped on late. What is that list on screen all about? This list that I'm making is the people that entered my contest for the 500 subscriber video. Um, Near the end of me making this list, probably around 6:40, I'm gonna do the random.org to announce the winner. Bushy autocorrect changes without me seeing it sometimes. Oh yeah, I assumed that you meant Bushy Road. Josh, I want to start competing soon. What are some things you do to prepare for a local tournament? And is that prep similar when you go into bigger tournaments like a regional? Honestly, for my regionals, I don't really prep at all. The only thing that you really have to prep for is people being a scumbag to you, but you like prep your ego, I guess. I don't know. Locals are usually not that big of a deal to me, but as for regionals and stuff, I'll like sometimes like if I have both decks, I'll play against myself, or I will play against Jalen if he's available. I try to take like somebody who I know is good and who I trust to be good, and then I make them my training partner for a big tournament. But your Luard would be better. You don't play that crummy grade 4 Luard. Actually, I think it's really funny because I think that the new stride that Luard is going to get is somehow going to be tied to Drag Driver Luard the stride. I just have the strongest feeling that it's going to do something based off of flipped up copies of Luard in your G zone. You could run Darkface as only a side character ran it. Yeah, I could run Darkface. I could run Machinings and make everyone's Vanguard stunned and make them not ride and all that. That would be pretty funny. Jimmy Bryant, Pale Moon King, Celia Brits, the Bama B assist, casually competitive gaming. That's a cool name. I like that name. Rayville V1 Rain. Uh, Young Yu, Sam Lagan, FaZe, Mad Hat, Timothy NG, No Guard, or Timothy No, but it's missing a O. I think that it's going to be like the recent Grade 4 graduate where the Luard name is what matters the most. Yeah, that could be it too. Um, yeah, that I agree. And it could be named Luard, so hopefully it is. Oh yeah, it is, because it's like Awakened Dragon Luard, right? Yeah, I think that's a name, right? What deck do you have full high rarity of, or which deck would you SP out in real life if you could? I'm kind of weird about it, but I don't really SP out decks. Like, I'd rather just have the triple R and stuff. The only time I have an SP for a deck is if I pull it. So it becomes special to me because I pulled it. But if I don't pull it, I don't go for SPing out stuff just because I try to build so many different decks that it becomes really expensive after a while to just try to SP out a deck or something. Just take 16 crit Sanctuary Guard on the show and destroy Chrono. Uh, I don't like 16 crit Sanctuary Guard though. I like running heals. Like if I had to take Sanctuary Guard, if someone forced me to take Sanctuary Guard, I'd probably run 12 crit and 4 heal. Um, it's pronounced Inge. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Uh, Ing, Timothy Ing, like that. Correct me if I'm wrong. G-Rod, Bell and Gun. Oh man, there's no dot. Oh no. Okay. 42, 43. Oh wait, does it automatically create a number for the next number? Oh, that would be really cool. Because I think it just did that. Oh, maybe not. I got really excited for a second and thought I had to do less work. Jumpy East. Yeah, it's weird spelling with no vowels. Okay, cool. As a Sanctuary Guard player who has performed well with it, I'd say run heals so you don't have to win every game by turn 6 to 8. Have you learned? I agree with that, Team Honey Badger. Just because in the English meta, like it's a lot different from Japan, where they just stay. Because Japan likes to play the grade 2 game a lot. So when they play the grade 2 game, like obviously 16 crit Sanctuary Guard becomes really good then, because you can right out of the grade 2 game, you can stride into Regalia and just beat them up, which is what you try to do with that deck. But in English, like everyone tries to focus on getting up to 3 as fast as possible and then striding. Have you landed on a deck for Worlds yet, Josh? I have not. Since Worlds is in January, that's a lot of months from now, so I have to see like all the support and all the new stuff before I land a deck for Worlds. Thoughts on Blade Wings and Blasters with the new support? Blade Wings is going to be a top contender in the meta for quite a while to come, I think, after this new set releases for it. The Restander in the Dark Irregular deck is really, really solid. Also, a lot of people have been running Blade Wings with the Vampire starter. I mean the Vampire starter and the new Vampire Grade 3, just because of its usefulness on Rearguard Circle of being a Silent Tom. Like sometimes when that card restands, like you just straight up die because you can't guard it. Um, as far as blasters, blasters just took first and second at a most recent Japanese tournament, so I think that blasters will be doing as good as I predicted them to do. Like whenever I'm playing against blasters, if they go into Gansalot on first stride, they somehow have like a strong possibility of sacking me out for the game before I get to do anything. But once I make it past that first stride turn, I think that I'll be able to guard relatively well. Serio, if I'm pronouncing that right. Hi, how are you? Welcome to the stream. Albert PNC, Blade Wings versus Luard, let the grind begin. I actually think that Luard would win the grind against Blade Wings because they can only grind for as long as they have their stride. So after 4 of the Blade Wing stride and you survive that, you win the grind basically. Thoughts on Blademaster Cohen deck and how big tourneys in October may go? The Blademaster Cohen deck is also a very solid contender. The same tournament that I just talked about where they had blasters have first and second. Blademaster came in third, and I believe that the only reason that they came in third is because Gansalot giving Blaster Blade resist, so they couldn't touch the Blaster Blade while it was attacking them. And since when you're on Exceed, you can just search a Blaster Blade, it's not really a big deal for them to destroy it during your turn. They also get the new Lake Maiden Lien PG that lets them just Soul Blast 1 for PGing. So that's really crazy. But I think that in the Blade Master deck, um it's really, really good. The Restander is very solid. I like that you can use the Restander 4 times in a row, essentially, without having to use the Soul Blast skill ever if you don't need to. So I think it will probably top in October and onwards. Uh, if World was tomorrow and you could play any deck, what would you play? I would probably play Luard. I'm pretty confident in Luard right now. Let's not forget Set 11 comes out before Texas Regionals. Um, yeah, and before the next Jacksonville, where, yeah, the next Jacksonville, New York, all that stuff. I think actually Jacksonville happens a week after Set 12 comes out for us. So that's actually kind of crazy to think about. Do you think it's a good idea to bring blasters to Vancouver for autumn? Uh, if set 11 will be out in time for Vancouver, sure. I think that's a good option, but I don't think that blasters is pure blasters at least is a good option until you guys have Gansalot because that's what protects your blasters from getting hit with resist and such. Will Blade Master Kagero be a top contender after set 11? I believe that it will be, Josh. And I think that's a very solid deck. Really good at destroying rear guards. It can even keep up with early game rush with running what's that card called? Dragonic Neoflame. So if your opponent makes columns in the early game, you can punish them for it. I did talk about this during my feature fight for the GB8 Blaze Kagero deck. So I think you watched that. I think you commented on it. I'm not sure. Don't remember. Do you think Amaruta Genesis stand build will be seen a lot or have a good presence at Vancouver or any big place? I think that the Amaruta Genesis build is very, very fun and good, but I just can't like really see it beating really big decks until it gets just a smidge bit more support. Set 11 comes out a month before autumn in Vancouver. Yeah, so do it. Set 11 comes out, you get your Gantelots. I think Blasters becomes a very solid option after set 11. But yeah, guys, I did finish typing out the list of all of the contestants. So in a few minutes here, I'm going to random.org us a winner. But I know a lot of you have been asking me like, oh, like this is my favorite channel. How can I support more? If you want to support more, there is a Patreon for my channel. Um, I know Justin in the comments is a part of it already. Oh, which actually reminds me, I need to give you guys uh, an extra thingy. Dang, that makes this hard because I forgot about it. 20 Justin Dunbar. Random thoughts, but I just got an ad for it, so any thoughts on Dragoborn? Uh, I feel like I can't have any thoughts for any Bushiroad games until I play them. But honestly, like I think that if Bushiroad just tried to like stop focusing on making so many different games, it's kind of a selfish thing, honestly, of me to say. But if they just stopped focusing on other games besides Weiss Schwartz, since that's already established and we can't really get rid of it, if they stopped focusing on other games besides Weiss Schwartz and Vanguard, I think that they might even be able to like draw so many people in and make our community as big as some of the other games. It is getting there, um, but yeah, I do think that it could be bigger or have a better chance of being very big if they stop trying to make so many multiple games. Um, but yeah, that's what I think about that. I will probably try it out with a friend and let you know how it goes. I did miss the demo days for it. I know they had the demo days around the states for card games hosting Dragoborn to teach you how to play and stuff like that, but I didn't go to it because the store was kind of far from my house, and I didn't want to go far for Dragoborn, to be honest. What would be the most surprising deck matchups you see at finals? Are you talking about finals in Worlds? Here's a link drop for those of you interested. And yeah, in Worlds, I don't know. It's like so many people are asking me questions about Worlds, but it's hard to say anything about Worlds because it's so far from now. It's like almost like a good 6 months away. Like, so a lot can happen in 6 months. A lot can happen in a week. Like, I can't really imagine like what it will be like before I go to Japan in 6 months. I happen to win one of the really early uh Bushiroad qualifier things, so I have to wait one of the longest times. So that's also a thing. Um, did you guys have any more questions? I think in 3 minutes, aka 6:45 Eastern Standard Time, I'm going to reveal our winner. That does remind me that I have to add going to any more regionals. I'm going to try to go to multiple regionals actually. A lot of people have the mindset of once they win a regional, they won't go to any more because they've already won their spot. But I think a little differently. So uh, I prefer to just go to regionals and try my best to win. Like, that's all I know. I'm so hyped for set 13. Um, I'm really hyped for set 13 as well, actually. I think that there's more Neonectar support in there. What do you think of Reindeer, Coral, and Pacifica deck updates? I haven't gotten to testing, around to testing them yet, because there was actually quite a bit of Bermuda stuff that got updated this time around. Um, but, um, yeah, I like don't know what to say because I haven't gotten around to testing it. I did play against the new Prism deck and the new Pacifica deck in tournament at locals yesterday. So I don't know if those people were using them correctly. But my impression that I got of it is that it's not all that strong. Um, but that just might be my impression of the deck from someone else playing it. So I'm not sure. Um, what would happen if you win another regional? I think Bushiroad has a rule that I can't scum people like by winning. So basically, what that means is I can't win another regional and just tell someone that they're not going to Japan. So I think that they would give all the like accolades and first place things to me, but then they would give the invite and the plane ticket and all of that to the next person. That's second place. So I think it's really good for other people if I get first. I mean, they won't get first technically. I will if I win, but if I get first, like if I'm in finals with that person, they know that they're already going to Japan. So that'll be really good for them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 16. Um, when is set 13 supposed to come out in North America? Um, let's see. That is a very good question. I actually don't think that they have a release date for it yet. Yeah, they don't have a release date um for that yet. So, um how do you keep yourself motivated when it comes to making Vanguard content? Is it your love of the game keeping you in a good work ethic? I ask because other creators are in a slump as of late. Um I think that uh, I really, really like the game, and I really, really like all the people that support my channel. Like, I want to build like a community that I approve of, that I like, from my channel personally. So all the people that are a part of like the Empire community, I want it to be like a good community where you can chill and have fun and all that stuff. So I guess what drives me is my love of the game and my fan base, I guess would say, even though I don't really want to call them that because they're not really a fan base. But yeah, I guess that's what drives me. Um, and I like holding up to my word. So if I say that I'm gonna make a video on these days, um, I'm going to make videos on those days, even if I'm super tired or like falling asleep or anything like that. I'm going to try my best to stay awake and make the video. If I do pass out, I'm going to make it the very next moment when I wake up. So that's just how I am as a person. But um, what else is there that I was going to say? Um, I was gonna say something. Oh yeah, yeah. So what I was gonna say is that I'm also behind in my future. So I had like my great idea for my Future Fight Vanguard series, but at the time I was already kind of behind. So like when a couple sets in to the year, I tried to start at the beginning of the year, which was try 3 set, and then go forward. But like since I can only make like one video, or I only want to release one video every single day, that I do put out a video, I'm like behind because there's so many decks and so many like not enough weeks and days and stuff like that. So currently I'm playing catch up because I'm supposed to be like my Future Fight series, the whole point of it is supposed to let people know a future version of the deck. So right now I'm doing decks that are already out, but I'd like to get to the point where I'm at decks that are coming out in the future so that my like series actually lives up to its name. Um, oh wow. You missed 46 by the way. Thank you, King Pyro Knight. But I can't count apparently. I even like just looked at all of them to make sure that I got all the numbers. But yeah, I missed 46. People get busy, unfortunately. Yeah, people do get busy, so you know, try to be understanding with your favorite YouTubers if they're a little busy, but you know. What's the worst you've ever done at a locals ARG regionals? In my opinion, even though it's not the worst that I've actually done, the worst that I've ever actually done is when I got ninth place at Bushiroad at Atlanta qualifiers like 2 years ago or something like that. I got it was like a singles qualifier and I got ninth place because I lost during the fifth round to a seven seeds player from Chicago, and he said that he was going to carry me, and he didn't carry me because I talked to him after, and he lost almost every round after I fought him in round five. And then we were all expecting me to get top because I was X1, and then I didn't get top. I got ninth place. So that was the worst like feeling to me that I've ever gotten. No, I know this isn't the case for everyone. Just wanted to know about Josh specifically. Yeah. So yeah, I already said that, or I already talked about what motivates me. I want to pre-order the new GBT11 for Nubatama. How many boxes should I get? It depends on you. Like, I don't want to drain your wallets or anything. Like me personally, like I don't like buying boxes and packs. I'd rather just buy the singles because I feel like I have really bad pack luck. Like I feel like I have incredibly bad pack luck. Pyro Knight meant that you have 45 on there. Oh my gosh. There we go. I think he actually meant that I missed. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, you're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 647, and then 48 and 49. Oh, frick. I was supposed to add two of these. I also have a 12th place finish out of qualifiers. Shake my head. My friends constantly remind me. Yeah, I constantly get reminded of that year that I got ninth too, so you're not the only one, trust me. Joseph, get at you. Um, does competitive play ever take away from the fun of Vanguard? Um, I guess that depends on who you are personally, but for me, uh, personally, like competition is like part of the fun for me. Like I don't feel like a rush or like I'm like really having fun unless it's competitive to me. I can play with like I can play casuals and have fun and stuff, be like laughing and joking with friends about things that's going on, like checking triggers and all that stuff. But I really feel like I'm having the most fun when I'm under the heat of competition. Like I thrive under the pressure of competition, in my opinion. So that's how I prefer to play the game. That's why I try to go to as many tournaments as possible and all that stuff because I really, really just love the feeling of being inside of a tournament and like working your way up to the top and then being the best at the very end. 45. There's two 45s again. 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. Okay. Um, my friends and I always have a competitive mindset during our locals, mostly to prepare for regionals. Now, locals can be like half jokey, half competitive. In the case of Georgia, Georgia is like one of the most competitive states for all card games, pretty much. So that goes the same for Cardfight. People can be really competitive here during our locals. Um, and people can be equally scummy, I guess, like to go along with the competition of wanting to win. Uh, but I guess mostly it is what it is. Like mostly I'm just like half jokey, half uh half competitive during locals, but I might from now on just might be fully competitive because something stupid happened yesterday during my locals to me where I lost a tournament that I shouldn't really have lost. But yeah. Do you like the current format structure for Bushiroad or ARG? Um, I don't know. Bushiroad has kind of stepped their game up this year with their rules and stuff like that. I really actually enjoyed the way that Jacksonville was run completely. Uh, I think now that Bushiroad has changed their rules and stuff, I would probably say Bushiroad that I prefer. I think they've done a really good job this year of hosting their events and stuff like that. It's like the first year that I've actually felt like they've been doing a really good job and stuff like that. All right, so we're gonna prepare ourselves for our random.org here. I want to build Luard. How much do you think it will be at base rarity? If you get all the lowest rarities, I think that I want to say last time I priced my Luar deck, it was like 400 something dollars, but I also have some SDR Dooms and stuff like that. So, um, yeah. Uh, I don't know. I would say maybe 300 or less if I'm right by guesstimating that. I don't really look up prices a lot anymore because I haven't changed my deck in a while, so or I haven't had to buy cards in a while. Are you going to take Luard to Worlds? I do not know. Because Worlds is 6 months away, so I'm not sure. Gotta go, Josh. It was a nice, cool, chill stream. Good luck to everyone on the list. Thank you, Albert. Have a good night. Hey, Sergio. Josh, I just built the deck. It's like 350 to 400. Is that base rarity, Justin? Hey, what decks do you think are S and A tier in the current meta? I don't like the term tier because I think all decks are good to some degree. I'm kind of the same. I don't really like tier lists and stuff like that for games and anything in general, because I believe that it's always the player that makes something good and not like I guess let me retract my statement. Some characters in fighting games and stuff like that are actually just broken, and some of them are just meh by the way that they play. But I think in Vanguard, mostly every deck, since every deck can win, since it's a card game, um, I think there are different ways to build every deck. Uh, like I honestly think that any of the GB8 builds that I've built for my Future Fight Vanguard series, I think any of them could take a locals easily, maybe, depending on what kind of locals you have. Yes, legit base rarity. Yeah, so I guess that answers your question, Fallen Absol. It's about 350 to $400. Pretty expensive. I remember after I first won Jacksonville getting a bunch of messages from people being like, "Why you got to make Shadow Paladin expensive?" And I was like, it's not my fault. Base rarity Luard in Canada is $500 to $600. That's crazy. That's a lot of money. Hey Josh, have any mass production sailors? Is that the card that you can run 16 stands of in Aquaforce? If so, I used to have a ton of that card, but I don't know where they are now. I've actually tried to organize my room to be like a mini card shop where I have to actually go pull cards for myself because I have so many. Canadian struggles. Yeah, that does sound like the struggle. Like $500, $600 for a base rarity Loire deck. That's nuts. But I know that the Canadian dollar is also like has more value than the US dollar. So there is that. Alright guys, we are 1 minute away from 7 o'clock where I will press this generate button and some lucky soldier will win a Bermuda box. I was going to show the Bermuda box, but it's upstairs in my room, and going to get it would be a pain. And I don't think I could get back down here by 7. Literally, as soon as I see the clock turn to 7, I'm going to press the generate button. Who's in that picture behind you? The picture behind me. Oh, that's my sister. I didn't realize that that picture got moved right there. Yeah, but that's my little sister. And it's 7 o'clock. So 3, 2, 1, generate. And we got the number 32. Let's see who the lucky winner is. 32, Mr. James F. James F. Uh, yeah, if that is you, please reach out to me either by Facebook or YouTube, anything like that. You can email me at cfvempire@gmail.com. Yeah, just find a way to contact me within 48 hours, or else I'll have to do another live stream and give a prize to another person. So, sure, Mr. James F doesn't want that. So, But yeah, thank you guys for tuning into the stream for the 500 subscriber contest. I won't end it just yet. I'll probably keep it going to like 7:15 because I need to eat. But um, but yeah, I was thinking about doing something along this line or along these lines every Sunday or so. Um, I did have a live stream as like something that was like a Patreon only thing. But what did you guys think of that? I guess while I have you here and I can pick your brains. One of my friends is on the stream. LOL. What stream? My stream? Oh, you mean when he said, "Hey Sergio"? Maybe I'm just slow. I don't know. I just traded my Night Rose deck for Thavis and Loris. Was it worth? Um, that depends on a couple factors. Number one, was it worth to you? Like, do you like Thavis and Loris more than Night Rose? If so, if the first question's yes, then I would say always worth because sometimes people will deal too much in monetary value and they forget about what's important to them and stuff like that. So if it's important to you, I would say that it's worth if you enjoy them a lot more. I didn't know, to be honest. So wait, know about what, Justin? I think this live stream has been awesome. Would love this if you did it again. Yeah, I would definitely try to do this again more often. I have Sundays off now, so I will be able to do this at least for like maybe an hour or two, or an hour or two. That's too long. Maybe like an hour and like 15 minutes, hour to an hour 15 minutes. No fallen, but that's just my opinion. Yeah, I think it's up to everyone's opinion if it was worth or not. Um, Honestly, Thavis just got confirmed for support. So maybe that was worth after all, depending on what the Thavis support is. Loris obviously won't get support until like next Bermuda set, which is next summer. So you'll have to wait for that. But they're on the stream. Okay, I got to go now. I had a good time on the stream. Good luck in Japan. Thank you, Sergio. I think your name is real name Sergio, but your YouTube name is just Sergio. Sergio. But yeah, have a good night. Um, but yeah, Justin, what was it that you didn't know that you were saying that you didn't know? What regionals are you hitting, Josh, and what are you playing at Nats? I think the regionals that I'm hitting are New York. I'm trying to go to New York. I think I have a place to stay with a friend there, or maybe a couple friends. So I think I'm trying to go to New York because I've never been in New York before, and I'm really excited for that. Purely because of going to New York, but not really like I'm excited for the tournament, but more because I'm going to New York. So I might hit New York. I might hit Houston. I will probably definitely hit Jacksonville. Um, what other events are there? Is there Chicago this year? I might hit a Chicago if they have a Chicago event in fall. And as for Nats, I'm not sure currently what I'm playing. I have like a secret deck in mind, but I don't really want to give it away. The Patreon stream. Oh, okay, yeah. So there is a Patreon stream. I think it's like, let's see, is Thavis support coming in booster set 13? I would say yes, Jeff. Probably new Gavriel, new Thavis. It seems to be all the clans that haven't gotten their second grade 3 yet. Oh wow, I'm also going to New York. Hope to see you there. Yeah, hope to see you there. Come by and if you see me walking around, just stop me and say, hey, yeah, I like want to go to New York really bad just because I've never been there before. I kind of want to like save my first experience going to New York for like a New Year's or something because I would love to go to Times Square for New Year's, but I heard that that's like literally so hard to do from what I hear anyways from my friends that live in New York. It's probably a pain for them though because they live there like on the regular. So I'll probably be at Nats, so that'll be cool. Also, probably going to Houston. Awesome. I'll probably see you at both events. Um, yeah, I know for sure I'm going to Nats because I have a free hotel room booked in my name for me right there. The ARG that hosted in Georgia also threw in a free hotel room to Nats for the whole weekend. Um, so when I won that, I won the free hotel room as well. So I'm definitely not going to miss out on my chance to stay in a free hotel for an entire weekend. Also, I'm going to try the New York Regional, but it's not close to New York City. Oh, it's not at all? I always get confused because New York is kind of like a big area. Oh, that is true. New York is like, oh my gosh, I just had a dumb moment. New York is a state. So I'm always talking about New York City. Um, but I always say New York. I see. It's in Albany. No, the tournament will be more upstate. Oh wow, that kind of makes me sad. Maybe I'll get a chance to go by or visit. Is it like if I'm going from Georgia, will I pass New York City? And advice for saving up for regionals slash decks. What do you mean by saving up? Do you mean saving up to build more decks and stuff like that? Do 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 do. 1, 2. Hmm. Yes, you will pass through New York City first. Hey, awesome. That makes me really excited again. You guys are throwing my emotions up and down, up and down. Like basically, how do you plan your travel expenses? Um, it honestly depends. If it depends on like what expenses there actually are. I try to like split trips with friends and stuff like that, to make things less expensive for myself. I would love if I had like a private jet or something. That'd be pretty nice. Honestly though, if my hotel is covered, um, most of the time, then it's easier to do the travel expenses because the hotel, in my opinion, is always the most expensive part. But yeah, I'm about to end the stream in about 4 minutes. So, is there any more questions that you guys wanted to ask or any more input you wanted to give? Make sure you throw it at me in this last 4 minutes so I can answer all the desires of your heart. Also, James F., whoever you are, don't forget to reach out to me. I would hate to see you lose out on this box. Hmm. What was your first regionals and how did you do? My first regionals was Atlanta regionals like so long ago, and I almost made top 8, but then I didn't. Basically, I made like top 16, I think uh and I think when I started the game, I think I was decent, but I wasn't that great. Like I wasn't like a prodigy right off the bat or anything like that. And when I first started playing, it was like when the game came out in Japan. So I was playing with Japanese cards that I didn't know what they said or what they did. So I had to wait till the official cards came to English before I really played it. And then when the official English cards came out and the set one and all that, I think I sold like every Yu-Gi-Oh card that I've ever owned, and it gave me like a couple $100, and I spent like every cent of that buying set one boxes, which I regret so heavily. I could have started off with such a good like profit in the like Vanguard community had I not spent everything on boxes, but meh. The first regionals I went to was in California Grand Fest, even though I'm from Massachusetts. Wow, that's kind of far. Or wait, is MA Maine? I want to say that's Maine. Yeah, but that's still really far because Massachusetts and Maine are close to together. Yeah, that's like literally on the diagonally opposite side of the United States from where you are. That's crazy. I wanted to go to Grand Fest really bad. Uh, this girl, uh, who we shall not speak of. No, I'm just kidding. Her name's Sarah. Uh, curse you, Sarah. Sent us pictures in like a group chat of her when she went to the Grand Fest. She went to the beach before she went to the event. So she took like pictures at the beach, and then like she was at the Cardfight tournament after that. And I was like, I hate you. I hate you so much. I'm like over here in Georgia, like struggling with this sweltering hot heat. Honestly though, like I hate being on the beach when it's really really hot though because the sand burns your feet so heavily. Like as a person that's just like not naturally from a place with a beach, I guess that's like one of the irks I have about a beach. All right, guys. There's no more questions that I can see, and it is 7:15. So with that, I am going to close down my live stream. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for being a part of the contest and a part of the channel. You are all near and dear to my heart, and I really appreciate all of the hard work you guys put into supporting my channel each and every day. And I hope to do more contests and live streams for this in the future. But with that being said, this has been Josh from Cardfight Empire, and you guys have a great night, and I'll see you on my regular video Thursday. Have a great one, guys.